Recently, there was an article in the Chicago Magazine about the number of Chicago Catholics leaving the church. What programs are in place or are in process of being implemented to alleviate this serious problems? Well, it's not as though, people are leaving. I don't know if the trend is what it was. A lot of people left because of the youth crisis, and I know that's the case. But a lot of people leave and come back. And I know there's a lot of times people say, you have these mega churches where you have 14,000 people come to these various mega churches on a Sunday. Well, we have 500,000 people come to church on Sunday. And we have them in 300 places. We have places where people come to church by the thousands every week and support their parishes. But that doesn't get the headlines because it's expected of us. So it doesn't mean that we don't have a problem or an issue that we should address, but all of you can join me in trying to be more welcoming to people. But the other thing is this: people make their own decisions, and they have to be responsible for those decisions. If they leave, then they have to be accountable for those decisions. Yes, they may have been hurt or maybe turned off, or maybe they've just grown lax in their faith. Maybe they're angry at a new pastor that's not like the old pastor, or the new bishop who's not like the old bishop. But I would challenge people before they make a decision to leave, can you take responsibility for your decision? Should you give over to another person your freedom to continue as a member of the church just because you're mad at them? And you give somebody else over that freedom that you have and let them decide whether or not you're going to be a church by your reaction to them. A friend of mine who's an archbishop, retired archbishop in another city, said all he wants on his tombstone is, all I try to do is treat you like adults. So I would challenge some people who say, well, I'm leaving because I'm mad at this priest or this or that. And I would say, okay, you can do that, but is that an adult decision? Is that the way in which you deal with conflict? Or should there be another way? Why should you give over to somebody else the freedom that you should have about joining the church and making your decisions solely on what somebody else did? So I think we need to have a discussion about that with people and not let them off the hook too easily either. It's not about being hard with people, but it's also having an adult conversation.